Good morning. We have a camper project in store today, but we'll just show you real quick, and then we'll just have a little sit and chat about what's been going on. Exciting
little
things
update
coming up.
about the Vagabond life.
Yeah, yeah. But what happened this summer when we were in Wyoming, some of you may remember we went down some crazy gravel roads, like 20 miles of gravel roads, and it was not gravel per se, more like boulders. And our little fan didn't...
The fan that was in there, it had the little plastic arms that hold the centerpiece. I don't know if it just took enough bouncing and it finally cracked. And so I duct taped it up and it held all the way till we got back to Florida and it worked. And then about a week after we got here at our house, I came out and it all, I don't know if the heat or what, just the duct tape, everything, it gave way and the whole guts of the fan were hanging there. And then we took off this summer to Tennessee for a while, and I didn't have a time, and it was so hot in Florida. It was 100 degrees and 100% humidity. It was horrible, and the roof is all that one piece of metal. It was just no way to get up there and change the fan that heat. I just couldn't deal with it. So I took some duct tape and some screen, and I covered it.
Listen, it's not dumb if it worked.
And it worked for the time being, but now it's time to replace the fan.
Yeah, now this is a Dometic that is in here, and we actually opted for not a Dometic and not a Fantastic fan, actually. What is this one?
The Carey?
Carey, it's some kind of...
Other side of the box.
Generic fan, but it's just plug and play, they're all the same size cutout. And this was significantly cheaper than any of the others. Great reviews. So we thought, what the heck? We'll just take a gamble and put it in there. So
the Fantastic fan was the road trick had the Fantastic fan.
Yeah.
So our first van, we traveled 3.5 years, had the Fantastic fan. It worked fine. And then when we built the second van, we put in the
Max Air.
The Max Air fan. And I like the Max Air fan. And I like the fact that the way the opening works, it can work in the rain. The problem with the Max Air fan is where I have the in-motion Starlink antenna up here. There's no room for it. It's a little bigger footprint up there. So we were actually going to get the Fantastic fan, but there was
some reason that wouldn't work or
anyways,
something.
We went with this. We're going to give it a shot. So now we've tried. This will be the fourth type of fan we've had. So we'll let you know if the Carey is better than the Dometic. I definitely wasn't happy with this one.
The Dometic so far has been the worst. Yeah, for sure.
So anyway, this has been our fan for a while.
Yeah, but
basically it's just been a skylight.
A skylight.
So I'm going to be changing that. I don't think we're going to do a video of that.
Nah.
I wouldn't do a how-to because there's plenty of how-to videos on the internet, and I don't know how to. I'm just going to...
We're just going to wing it. Yeah, what else is going on? Let me throw the camera down here and we can chat.
Okay.
So yeah, we just thought we'd do a little sit and chat for a minute, because you haven't been seeing traveling videos because we haven't been traveling.
Yeah, so we wanted to do an update, and I think this is a good opportunity to talk about what we're doing. So Irene has signed us up for an event in a few weeks that we'll talk about in a little bit.
And that's been occupying a lot of our time, but we'll get to that in a minute.
But so we've been in Florida and we've been really enjoying it. It's been, we were talking about, the evolution of our nomadic life and how we were just, for years, we just traveled and we're just continually on the road, always moving. And last couple of years, it's been a little bit different. And now we have a house in Florida. And so I've really enjoyed having some time at the house just to be away from the road. And I never thought I would say that.
Yeah, it's been a nice break. I think because we've been traveling so long, we've seen so much that the trips where we're just wandering, hoping to find something, aren't as fulfilling for us. Is that?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Okay.
Yeah, everything was new. I mean, in the beginning, we just started traveling, and it was like we hadn't really traveled much, so it was like new every day, something new, and just like looking at the map, going, oh, let's go here, And now, we've crossed the continent, east, west, probably 20 times, maybe more. We've been through all the states many times, explored, so many places that that doesn't have the same appeal as it used to, just to wander, because it's like, it's either very familiar or sometimes it feels like we're in a new place, pull into a campground, think it's brand new, and we've been there. And that's happened
a lot.
Many times.
More than once.
Yeah. So now they have the house here in Florida. It's been nice to like come here, hang out for a couple months, regroup. And so I think we were trying to figure out how to get kind of that feeling back of, that newness of it all. And obviously it's been a learning curve traveling without Pistol for the first time. Our whole nomadic life was Pistol with us, and so the last part of this year, it's like, it's different. It is different, and
it's weird.
It is weird. Anyway, so we've actually kind of both come to the conclusion that we want to keep traveling, but we want to do some specific things, and we kind of want to be more, instead of just blindly roaming around, which to me was the best. It was amazing.
So good.
Never knowing where we're gonna go, turn down random roads. That was amazing for years, but it lost its appeal. We were trying to find it again, and it wasn't happening. And so then we did the backpacking trip. We've done the bikepacking trips in the past, and it kind of hit us that I think we'd really enjoy it more if we were more
mission specific.
Yeah, mission specific. Yeah, like okay, we're going to like one of the things we want to do. I'm not sure when that's going to happen. We want to bike pack the C&O towpath, which is one of the bike packing trips we did was from Cumberland, Maryland to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Well, from Cumberland, Maryland, the same trailhead, the C&O towpath goes to Washington, D.C. So we wanted to bike pack that. We want to do some more backpacking, things like that. Things that are more, let's go to this location and do this. Let's be very specific about what we do. So we're kind of excited about that. So we're making some plans. We have some plans to go back to Oregon, probably sometime either this spring, late spring. Not sure when we're going to head west. But we haven't really traveled through like the desert Southwest for a long time, because we spent so much of our early years there. We're trying to see new things, but it's been so long, and I know it's going to be different. So maybe we'll, depending on the weather, shoot down through some of that area, back up into Oregon. But so one of the things that Irene did, she signed us up for an adventure here that is. Well, we signed up in September. Yeah,
so the day, if you recall, he did a long birthday run. He turned 60, so he did 60K on September 5th. And September 6th, I signed us both up for a 100-mile ultra marathon. So training for that has been occupying a lot of our time.
To say the least.
Yeah, now I've suffered a couple injuries, just overuse injuries, because I don't have the training, like running base.
Yeah, she signed up for an ultramarathon, and she's done a 10K like 15 years ago. That's the extent of...
Not well.
But so anyway, so she's been putting in a lot of... really impressed me with some of the mileage she's been able to put in, and just having some minor
just of inflamed tendons and stuff. I'm really working hard rehabbing everything, and I think confident. This race is December 6th. It's a Festivus themed race. There are other distances happening also. It's in a national forest here in Florida. It's up by Middleburg, Florida. And actually I'll drop the link in the comment section below if anyone wants to come and cheer us on. We're giving you all the help we can get.
I'm not sure. She's had some little tendon issues. I've always had some issues with like bursitis in my heels, and I had a good training I built up my, basically I do, long runs are key to do that. I've never done anything like this. My longest run was my birthday this year. I did 60K, which is 37 and a half miles. That was rough. So to bump that up to 100 is kind of crazy. I have friends that have done it. So to do that, you have to build up a lot of mileage. So every week, kind of the key thing is back-to-back long runs. So instead of just doing a long run once a week, you do a long run once a week, and you do a fairly long run the day after that. And then that builds up. And so, long run being in the 20-mile range. Like last 2 days ago, I ran 25 miles, and the day after that, I ran 17. And I've been doing that every week for like 5 months now, just building up to that. It's been rough. A lot of hot runs here in Florida.
We got a treadmill, so I actually started my training on the treadmill because I can't do the heat. I'm not acclimated to it. Now, luckily, this race is December, so temps are going to be perfect for me, I think, unless there's some kind of anomaly.
You never know.
You really don't
know. You never know. So anyway, we're both of us are, going into this with, we're going to go as long and as far as we can. We're going to do everything we can to finish. I think we can do it. But whatever happens, happens. I'm going to go till the wheels fall off. And when they fall off, I'll know what I was capable of doing. So
it's going to be a learning experience.
Yeah.
So far, even the training
it is. And the reason she signed us both up is she's known that I've wanted to do something like that for a long time. I used to do triathlon, and I was going to do an Ironman distance. I've done half Ironman, that sort of thing. And I've done a lot of runs in the 50K-ish range. But to train for an ultramarathon, a 100-miler, it's a major commitment. And we're together all the time, and we like being together. We like each other a lot. We hang out and we do everything together. And for me to sign up for an event that's going to make me go out for, a lot of 4, 5, 6 hour runs, events, just leaving her off wherever we're at, I've never wanted to do that because we do lots of other things, and those other things would have to be put on hold, and it just didn't feel right, and I wouldn't want to do that. And I think she just kind of knew that, so she's like, fine, I'll do it with you. Pretty amazing.
But I think it sounds fun, so.
Yeah, because she's never run a major long run before.
No, I haven't.
She's got this delusional thing that might work in her favor.
I think it's going to. I think it's going to. Delusion can take you a really long way sometimes.
Yeah, and there's the other reason I probably haven't done it is I have this thing where I don't want to do it unless I know I can do it and do it well. And I've done quite a number. Of all the triathlons I did, there's not one that at some point right beforehand I almost backed out, just because if I wasn't going to do it and do it well, I was afraid to go in. I don't know why.
Pride, ego.
Yeah, maybe that's it. And it's like, well, I don't want to sign up for a 100-mile run because what if I don't do it? And she said one time, well, what if?
Yeah.
What if you do? So her signing me up is probably the only way that I was going to, get this bucket list thing that's been sitting in the back of my head for all these years.
Yeah.
Probably should have done it before I was 60, but...
Nah, levels the playing field for me a little bit more, because he's an avid runner and I'm not, so...
But anyway, so that's the plan.
I want to talk about the race a little bit more, just real quickly. It's like a 7-mile loop through the national forest, and they give you a 38-hour cutoff time for the 100-miler, which is
very, very generous. Yeah.
And it's only 200 feet elevation gain during the loop. So,
piece of cake.
all that translates to...
There's just the 100 miles part.
Yeah. Now, mind you, it's not running 100 miles. I mean, they call it a 100-mile run, ultramarathon, whatever. But the strategy is run, walk. So, and that's exactly what I'll be doing. And then if I have to walk, I'm going to do that too. So, it's going to be interesting and fun, exciting.
Continual forward motion.
But yeah, we're kind of in the taper phase now. Built up mileage. I missed 2 of those long back-to-back situations, but I did get up into the 20s. So... I know I can do it. So yeah, that's going to be exciting. And then after that,
we're looking at a small, short little backpacking trip in Georgia. It's actually on an island where you take your backpack and you ferry onto this island off the coast. And there's no services or anything on the island. It's just kind of I think 4 or 5 primitive type campgrounds, but no services at all. So some people just ferry over, hike around for the day, and then ferry back. We're gonna, try to explore the whole island with backpacks. We're not sure when. It's going to depend on how we feel after this.
Yeah, we thought over Christmas, but we're just not sure how.
We might not be walking by Christmas still.
Our feet might be protesting.
Yeah, my feet are pretty jacked up right now, so we'll see how this race goes. But I'm excited that. For the first time, I'm doing a major event. I don't know if I'm going to finish, and even though I want to, it's not like I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I care because I'm going to do everything I can to finish.
Of course.
But I'm not going to be disappointed. The disappointment to me is I don't want to be disappointed in myself for never trying.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very happy that no matter what happens, we're giving this a shot and we're doing it together. So
yeah, so we have to go overnight. Obviously, it starts at 7 a.m. all night, and sometime the next day, hopefully, we'll finish. So there's a lot of logistics involved. We've got headlamps and night gear and all kinds of weather contingency stuff. But I'm gonna wear this for my nighttime situation, especially if it's cooler, which I think is gonna be cooler. I mean, I'll wear a headlamp as well, right? But pretty excited about this setup. I don't want to get lost. I don't want you to lose me. Now, we're going to try to stick together, but our tempos are a little bit different. So, so if you come to the race and you see this in the middle of the night, it's going to be me. Anyway, our plan is to stay together. Diane gave me this, by the way, for Christmas one year. So hopefully, and even if we do have to part, hopefully we'll link back up before nightfall and we can make those loops together. But
the only thing that'll make us separate is, like, sometimes my pace, you can be more comfortable going a certain pace than others, and it can actually affect your running, and sometimes walking doesn't work for me as well. So we're hoping we can stay together, but we'll see. I definitely want to, even if something happens during the day before the nighttime, I'd like to try to at least power walk with some jogging through the night. It's gonna be a long night.
It's gonna be a long night. The thing I'm most fearful of is being so exhausted, because I'm pretty much exhausted all the time, but I feel like sometimes I reach a point of exhaustion where I would just lay down on the ground. I'm hoping I don't get there, but I feel like I might. But maybe with the right fueling and caffeine and stuff, I'll be okay. I don't stay up past like 8:30 at night ever.
Yeah,
so.
I'm looking forward to it being over and then getting back into, because we both like being in the gym and working out, lifting weights, that type of stuff. I just think that's a great thing for longevity and how you feel as you get older. And I don't think running hundreds of miles is always the best thing.
No.
But I want to get back. I'm looking forward to, being on the road and hitting different gyms. I enjoy hitting different Planet Fitnesses around the country, and we still want to do, obviously, 4 or 5 runs a week, but keep them in a nice moderate range. Yeah. We also want to do more rucking, have our backpacks with us, and do more of those, put some weight in and do some walking, because that was the one thing when we did the backpacking trip across Nebraska this last year. It was, I hadn't backpacked in years, and I did not recall how hard that was on a person to walk that long of a day with that much weight in your back. It was surprising how much that, when I was in my 20s, I don't really recall being that affected by it.
A little more resilient.
Yeah. But it's something I think I would like to, once or twice a week, throw the ruck on and, go out for whatever distance you want to do. And
I want to do some sprinting too.
Anyway. So
lots of things.
Lots of things we're going to do, but it's going to be very specific and no more just blindly. I mean, that's probably going to happen. Like when we're heading across the country, we're going to probably, it's going to take us 4, 5, 6 weeks, because we won't have too much of a schedule or plan. But as far as just like, year after year, just blindly roaming.
Yeah.
It's nice to come back to the Florida house and have a break.
Make repairs.
And I've been really enjoying my shop. I had everything kind of tools and storage. And for those that don't know, I've been making knives. And that actually started when I was 16. I started making knives, and I made knives from the time I was 16 until my mid-30s. I think it was, I kind of quit. But I was selling a lot of knives. When I was in the Coast Guard, I made and sold a lot of knives, what I believe were high-end knives. And it was a great hobby. And then it turned into more of a job, where I was taking orders and making knives that I didn't want to make, or maybe knives I didn't like. And then the person that wanted the knife wanted it sooner than I was able to get it done, and it got to where I just didn't enjoy making knives, didn't want to go out in the shop anymore. And so I just kind of, there wasn't like I quit. It was like I just sold a knife and had no more orders and just didn't make anymore for a long time. And then when we started traveling in the van, after a couple of years, I was kind of missing something creative, and so I was thinking, what would be like knife making? And so I started researching ideas of what I could do like knife making. I thought like flint knapping, like making knives, because you wouldn't have to have all the tools it takes to make knives. And somehow, while I was looking at YouTube on flint knapping, I stumbled across some videos on spoon carving. And that was like 7 years ago, I think 7 years ago. And so that's why on the road I started carving spoons and developed that hobby. And I tried to work very hard to keep it a hobby. Like I don't really take custom orders. I carve what I want when I want, but what I find available, and then once or twice a year I rent those them on the website and we sell them all out, and we do that again. So that's been great. But when we got the shop here at the house, I got my tools and bought more tools, and I built up a knife shop and I started making knives again. And I've made 5 or 6 knives, and I've absolutely fallen back in love with it. And it's funny that I feel like I'm a better knife maker now than I was 30 years ago when I was really making a lot of knives. And I think the spoon carving has really helped me with my, like, the patience. What I would normally try to do in a hurry, I have no hurry, and I'm very, I don't know, there's things about spoon carving that really went into the knife making process. And maybe it's my age and the patience, but that's really been a big part of it. So I've really enjoyed making knives.
Bouncing back to the sale, we just had a sale, and I want to thank each and every one of you that bought something, looked at stuff, shared things, liked them. We appreciate you guys so much, and these little sales kind of help us continue our next adventure, whatever that looks like, so we do appreciate it.
The knives sold out quick. I just almost finished with this one. This is a knife I made for a friend. It's almost done. The knife is done, and it's the wooden sheath called the saya, Japanese.
You gotta really show him though. Like, but he makes this. I know he's so.
This is not quite done. This is the finish isn't done. I've been putting 4 coats of this oil in there every day for 4 days. Been oiling it, so I'll buff it out today. But so this is the knife That's high carbon steel, the ball bearing steel, and then I use stabilized walnut. It's impregnated with resin, so it'll never expand or shrink with different climates. Anyway, it's this is I think it's pronounced Kiritsuke. This style, this clip point knife. It's kind of a style of a Japanese knife that was only allowed to be used by the executive chef in Japan. But this is a version of that. That one was a single edge. This is a double edge. Anyway, that's just the example of the knife, and I appreciate everyone that bought them. I'm going to continue to make them when we're here in Florida. I'm going to make knives, and they'll go on the website, and our social media will post on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, and I have started a knife interest list because I know some of you were interested and you did not get one. So if you go, let's see, I'll put the link below too for that list. You can sign up for that list, but also patrons get first dibs always. So,
but the knife interest list was a way that if you get on that list, anytime I'm going to put a knife on the website for sale, then
they get notified.
Everyone will get notified that that's happening.
Yeah.
Instead of, if you missed a social media post, then you wouldn't know. So
yeah.
But I'm happy because when I'm here in Florida, I can do that, and then when we hit the road, I'll carve spoons.
Yeah.
So it's the best of both worlds.
That's pretty awesome.
So I know it's a lot of people are like, why aren't the Careys traveling? And they're just, when are you going to be traveling?
We're just living life, man.
That's the thing is when we first started we started filming, we were just wanting to film our life, and it wasn't like a business. We just wanted to capture the adventure, and we had to be careful that we weren't starting to live our life for the channels. Like what do we want to do? We're going to film what we want to do, and not everyone's going to watch that. I get that, but hopefully, if you're interested in what we're doing half the year or whatever, great. But we're just going to do what we're going to do, and we'll film what we film, and
we appreciate you along for the ride, whatever that looks like. So yeah.
So anyway, that's kind of the update.
And that's what's coming up next. Once we get this run behind us, there's a lot of logistics involved with that too, gear and.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's a good first one to try because it is a loop as opposed to a high mountain. Point to point trail.
Drop bags, like that's even crazy.
Here you can actually you can set up a little place at the start line. We're gonna have there's all lots of food and everything supplied, but you can a lot of times people will describe an ultramarathon as a eating and drinking contest with some running thrown in because it really boils down to fuel and what you can maintain, and you can get some pretty good stomach issues. So you got to find the foods that you like. So we're going to take a cooler and we're going to pack foods that we like, and just in case we don't like what they're serving.
So there's a whole runners area where you can set up a tent. We'll have our own tent there.
Not one we're going to climb in and sleep in. It's just just in case it's
for
raining.
For our supplies, blister care and extra socks and our headlamp, all that kind of stuff. Charging ports and.
Yeah, it's like a little supply station that will just
loop back around
all day and all night for a couple days.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Crawl to.
I'm excited. Yeah, so maybe we'll see a couple of you there. You never know.
Yeah, sign up.
Sign up. It's full.
You got time to train?
I think it's full now.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Festivus for the rest of us.
Festivus for the rest of us. We'll just keep you updated as we go along, and we'll just see you around. Carry on.
Carry on.